president of Taiwan says that the island will, quote, never accept Beijing's one country, two systems framework. Her remarks follow Chinese President Xi Jinping's speech earlier today in which he called on Taiwan to reject independence and to embrace unification with China. Here's how Taiwan's leader responded.
As the President of the Republic of China, I will reiterate our position. First, I must seriously point out that we won't accept the 1992 consensus. The essential reason is that the 1992 consensus, defined by Beijing, is actually one China, one country, two systems. Today, the leader of the other side of the strait confirmed our concern. Here, I want to repeat that Taiwan will never accept one country, two systems. Most Taiwanese also firmly oppose one country, two systems. This is also a Taiwanese consensus.
Now, earlier, the speech by the Chinese President Xi Jinping marks the 40th anniversary of a statement known as the Message to Compatriots in Taiwan. That event led to a thaw in relations, but even now, Mr. Xi is not ruling out using force.
We're willing to create broad space for peaceful reunification, but we'll leave no room whatsoever for separatist activities for Taiwan independence of any form.
Now, I'd like to get some analysis now from Steve Tsang. He is a director of the SOAS China Institute at the University of London. And Steve, thank you so much for joining us here on the program. Let's first compare Xi's speeches on Taiwan this year and last year, because last year, Xi Jinping used much stronger language in regards to Taiwan. So does that mean that there's a change in his position?
No, I don't think there is a change in positions. The big difference between this year and last year was that last year he made explicit reference to the use of force. This year he lays down a fairly rigid framework for unification. And he's saying that he will allow it to be achieved peacefully if possible, but if not possible, then he will do whatever it takes.
And that framework is one country, two systems. But why will Xi Jinping use that as a model for Taiwan when Hong Kong, where this principle is in place, is not necessarily a success story for Beijing?
Well, basically, Xi Jinping is telling China in Taiwan that you have better accept the fact that the reality that we will take Taiwan one way or the other. The least harmful option for you is to accept a peaceful resolution by the one country, two system model, and it is not negotiable. Just get on with it. I think that's the basic message.
Yeah, and Taiwan is not accepting it. In response, Taiwan said that the island would not accept a one country, two systems political arrangement with China, while stressing that all cross-strait negotiations need to be on a government-to-government basis. How is that refusal going to go down in Beijing?
Terribly. It's not a surprise to Beijing's Taiwan policy makers that the one country, two systems model is not acceptable in Taiwan. It has never been acceptable in Taiwan. So that's not a surprise. The surprise was in the way how China articulated it so directly as President of the Republic of China. Now, Beijing will see this as a deliberate attempt by China to take a hard line on China, and therefore they have more reasons to take a robust stance on Taiwan. So we are not in a good place today.
And also, what was Xi Jinping's message to the United States with that speech earlier today? Today marks, 40 years since the establishment of China-U.S. diplomatic relations. What message is Xi Jinping sending to Donald Trump?
Well, the message to the United States is essentially that while Xi Jinping would prefer not to use force over Taiwan, and this does not apply to any outside forces, implying the United States, and therefore is a warning to the United States to stay out of the Taiwan issue, and Taiwan issue will therefore be resolved peacefully by China, and if the Americans get involved, then it is America's fault to result in a less than peaceful means of resolving the Taiwan issue.
I think it's safe to say we're going to be talking together again on this issue in the months ahead, right here on Newsstream. Steve Tsang, we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much indeed for your analysis. Take care.